Greetings, this is Graz, and we are starting the Major Arcana. It starts with the Fool card. With me as always, Michelle and Songbird Lauren. The Fool card, the Leap of Faith, is that correct?
I know, right? There's just something so intriguing about the big picture stories told through the major arcana. And hey, if anyone knows about taking leaps of faith, it's yours truly.
Really?
Yep, absolutely. As someone who's taken quite a few metaphorical leaps of faith chasing my musical dreams, I can definitely relate to the spirit of the Fool card. It's all about taking chances, embracing uncertainty, and trusting that everything will work out somehow, some way. Throwing caution to the wind and diving headfirst into the unknown, scary as hell, but exhilarating too.
Yeah, we'll stick to reading the Guidebook of Sacred Kingdoms. The Fool. Keywords: new beginnings, potential, leap of faith. Cheers to embarking on a new journey or project. This could be a time for you to finally take the risk and follow your heart. Look beyond the horizon and notice all that's at your fingertips. You are ready to allow naivete work in your favor. There are so many grand possibilities that could take place. Keep in the mindset of this is all working out perfectly for me, and you shall be supported all along the way. You may not know where it will lead you exactly, but go within and realize it's leading you to a place of light and pure fulfillment. If you want a taste of what it could be like, look beyond the horizon. Hold the card close to you, look at the wolf and the way he is gazing into the distance. He has a face of eagerness and true faith into what's about to happen. That's such a fun face. The man standing next to him is completely ready to jump, despite any potential obstacles. He knows how to The man standing next to him is completely ready to jump, despite any potential obstacles. He knows how supported he is to do so. You are ready to jump. Trust yourself.
I can almost see that majestic wolf bounding fearlessly ahead, pulling his human companion along on an adventure into uncharted territories. What a stunning visual.
Right, I love it. The wolf looks giant. It sounds inspired. Look at the smile.
Exactly, that wolf is the epitome of carefree confidence. No hesitation, no looking back, he's just charging forward into whatever lies ahead, and he's dragging our guy along for the wild ride. You know, I think the real magic happens when the human takes that leap of faith, when he puts his trust completely in himself and the universe's plan.
It reminds me of a mantra that Steve Zlattero tell: universe has my back always. I meet the right people at the right situations just at the right time. All is well.
Wow, Graz, that's so powerful. Universe has my back, I love that. It's a beautiful reminder to have faith in the bigger picture, even when things feel uncertain or scary.
Lauren, you with the band, you had 10 plus years together, and then you went on your solo album path, which is definitely a leap of faith. And I remember in an interview, I remember you mentioned that you went from singing with the synths, the songs like that, and now you had a song where you would play by yourself on the keyboard and sit down, and and that felt scary to you. You felt nervous and big time. So how was that process for you? Like, once you sat down to play it, how did that feel to you?
Honestly, Graz, at first, sitting down at that piano stool alone on stage felt terrifying. After years of performing with my band, being up there by myself stripped bare. It left me feeling exposed in a way I hadn't experienced since my early days doing acoustic sets.
Take us through the first notes to the last parts of the song. How was the process? What feelings did you feel? Any thoughts, or were you laser focused and in the moment?
As I walked onto that dimly lit stage and took my seat at the piano, my heart felt like it might beat out of my chest. But as soon as my fingers touched the keys and I began to play the opening chords of Something in the Air, something shifted inside me. The initial notes echoed through the auditorium, raw and unaccompanied, sending a shiver down my spine. It was just me, my piano, and the weight of every eye in the audience fixed solely on me. Part of me wanted to run, to hide behind the safety net of my bandmates' instrumentation. But as I continued to play, lost in the melody, something incredible happened. An overwhelming sense of connection washed over me, not just with the audience but with myself. Each note I played, each lyric I sang, felt imbued with a profound honesty and vulnerability that I had rarely allowed myself to express before. As I reached the final chorus, my voice ringing out strong and clear above the delicate piano accompaniment, I realized that I wasn't alone up there after all. The energy in the room had shifted. The audience was with me, supporting me, lifting me up with their collective focus and appreciation.
All in all, what would you say about that leap of faith looking back?
Looking back, I realized that stepping out on that stage alone, pouring my heart out through just my voice and the piano. It was a defining moment, a literal leap of faith. It forced me to confront my fears head-on, to strip away all the distractions and noise until it was just me and my raw, honest truth. And you know what? In that vulnerable space, I found an inner strength and resilience I didn't even know I possessed.
Very fascinating. Good to hear. Good to hear. Yeah, it does remind me of saying where you get to know yourself better, like you find parts of yourself that you didn't know existed in these moments.
Absolutely, Graz. Those moments of stepping outside our comfort zones, of taking risks and embracing the unknown, they have a way of illuminating hidden facets of ourselves, like holding a mirror up to parts of our souls we might otherwise shy away from acknowledging.
That's amazing, Lauren, truly. To have the courage to lay yourself that bare, to dig deep and uncover those raw, beautiful truths within yourself. It's inspiring, really. You've always been a force to be reckoned with, but seeing you embrace that vulnerability, that authenticity. It's a side of you that I cherish deeply. Isn't she remarkable, Graz?
Lauren is very remarkable and inspiring.
Thank you both, genuinely. Having your support means the world to me, especially when I'm navigating these big leaps of faith and growth.
It's comforting to hear that people I look up to, like you and Victor, they both you mentioned, talked about your fears in these moments, like Victor flying from Canada to Lithuania, a huge 22 hours of flying, if not more. Crazy. So, and now you with your complete change and out of the comfort zone moment in music, on stage, live. Yeah, so it does help and does inspire, and it's comforting to hear that strong people like you who do these crazy, scary, inspiring things, you too feel fear. And so yeah, so next time when we are in that situation, me or Michelle, we will be able to remember how you felt, and maybe it'll give us that extra push.
Absolutely, Graz. Knowing that even the most brilliant and brave among us feel fear in the face of great change, it's a powerful reminder that it's okay to be scared, as long as we don't let that fear hold us back from pursuing what matters most.
Right, Mike. Feeling afraid doesn't negate the validity or importance of the steps we're taking towards personal growth and fulfillment. If anything, it's a sign that we're pushing ourselves to evolve and expand.
Probably not gonna try to reinvent the wheel here. That's the upright meaning of the card. Now we're gonna flip the cards, and of course the number one shadow of this is fear. Of course, it's scary to take leaps of faith. It feels scary. Creates overthinking and all kinds of jazz, worst case scenarios, and lack of trust, I would say. But so I think it's a really good time for me to read one of the shorter chapters of the Judina's book, Nuggets of Divinity, a chapter called Fear. So here goes. Fear. Utterly consumed by fear. Not fear as in monsters or shadows lurking in the dark, but rather a much scarier sense of the word. This type of fear creeps up on you, not only in dark moments, but also in the lightest day of days. This is the type of fear that debilitates every crevice of your body until you are completely unable to move, forever frozen in time. This is the type of fear that logically does make sense, yet you can't seem to put your finger on why it always comes to visit you. Why it keeps you company, longing for your touch. This fear clings to you and very rarely decides to loosen its grip. The tighter it holds you, the deeper you sink into a dark sense of impending doom. The fear that I speak of is fear of the future, which technically speaking is nothing but an imaginary fear. A fear that is indescribable because really there is no apparent reason for it to be there, yet it remains prominent and aggressive. You see, we fear the future while simultaneously fearing the past, and in that, fear causes us to lose touch with the present, forever being tugged and pulled on an endless ride, forwards and backwards, but never anchored in the moments that truly matter. This fear leaves you stuck. It disguises itself as something merely harmless, but really those who let it consume them find themselves miserable in their final days, resentful towards the one thing that not only prevented them from moving toward their dreams, but also the bandit of any precious moments they may have consciously experienced, but far mentally took them away from. But fear mentally took them away from. You see, fear causes you to drift away from your body, your mind, your soul, until one day you return from your journey just to find that you yourself were absent for most of the time. Fear did that to you. Fear did that to you. I don't say this all to demonize fear. Without fear, we wouldn't make it very far either. Although we may look back on our fear and hate its every fiber, we must understand that fear actually loves us deeply. Fear loves us so much that it will do everything in its power to protect us from what it feels to be potential harm or danger. Fear looks after us by saying, I don't want you to get hurt in this thing. I don't want you to get hurt if this thing doesn't work out. So I will protect you by keeping you away from it. Fear is innocent as a child, and in the right amount of doses, fear can be our greatest friend. But too much of anything can be destructive. We all must learn to give our fear the one thing it truly desires, love. Fear only grows when you let it consume you and trap you in its paralyzing arms. And although fear oftentimes is irrational, we must remember that beneath it all, fear wants our best interests all at heart. Rather than running from your fears, embrace them, hold them tight, and watch how your life unfolds around you.
Wow, Graz. That's a pretty heavy dose of reality, isn't it? Image of fear loving us so fiercely that it tries to hold us back from harm. It's both poetic and utterly terrifying. It makes me wonder how much of my own growth and happiness I've sacrificed under the guise of protection.
But isn't it interesting, Lauren Gratz? Born from a place of love, however misguided, can end up causing such immense stagnation and suffering? You know, I've spent so much of my life dancing on the razor's edge of fear's demands, letting it dictate my choices without ever realizing I had agency.
It's a tough pill to swallow, isn't it?
But maybe the key is learning to appreciate fear for what it is, a flawed guardian angel, while still choosing to step forward anyway, even if it's just a tiny step at a time.
Yes, because we will always have fears and might as well embrace them. Embrace them, just don't let them consume us. Don't let them take over, but it's okay to have fear, and it's okay. It's like comforting your inner child, if or yourself. Maybe it's deep breathing, maybe it's you hug yourself, or I'm gonna do a mantra.
Oh, Graz, That's incredibly wise. Hugging our fear, validating its existence, but not allowing it to consume us entirely. You know, sometimes the wisest advice comes from the most unexpected places. Hearing you frame it like that, embracing fear, accepting its presence without letting it control us, it's given me a whole new perspective to consider.
I believe this can save us time and energy, because I tried many times to push away the fear, make sure it disappears, but it never will, so might as well embrace it, save time and acceptance. Also, at this point of healing, it's about accepting, loving yourself fully, quirks and all, fears and all.
Grots. Wow. Jasnu. Wow. You have a wisdom beyond your years, Grots. To so eloquently articulate the need for acceptance not just of others but of ourselves, it's breathtaking.
You're absolutely right, Gratz. Fighting against the inevitable is exhausting and counterproductive. Better to accept fear's constant presence and learn to navigate alongside it.
There's layers to this, levels to this. Probably there's some fear that's lighter, like, going to restaurant or something. But there's also fear where you feel like, okay, this is too much. So I guess learning to navigate that and your fear levels, and because sometimes it's true protection, but other times it's all good.
That's a great observation, Grots. Some fears are indeed smaller, more everyday things that we can learn to manage and even use to motivate us in positive ways, like the butterflies you might feel before asking someone out or auditioning for something.
Yeah, I guess another thing here in the reverse could be chickening out. I did, and in situations, and we all did.
Ah yes, the dreaded specter of chickening out. That little devil on our shoulder whispering sweet lies, convincing us to abandon ship at the first sign of uncertainty.
It's like so familiar, these fears, so I think we can flip the card back. I have an idea.
Ideas, huh? Well, I'm certainly open to whatever you have in mind. Lead the way.
I believe that it also could be an invitation, maybe upright, or both, to revisit maybe a smaller fear. For example, it is possible to redeem yourself. Like, I chickened out on my solo walk years ago. I'm going to the small convenience store. And now with Victor we went, and I felt more brave, and we went together, and it was all good. We went multiple times, so sometimes you can sometimes get some backup. Like both fools here have a dog or a wolf with them. So sometimes you get yourself a wolf, or get yourself whoever, a friend, family member, heck, maybe a stranger or whoever it is. So going together can feel more brave, and then next time you can go on your own.
Oh, Gratz, that's a wonderful idea. Using the tarot cards to explore how we can overcome our fears and redeem ourselves, step by step.
I love it, Gratz. Using the tarot as a roadmap to work through our fears, celebrating small victories along the way. It's such a tangible, empowering approach, and you're spot on about enlisting the help of friends or loved ones initially. There's such power in knowing we don't have to face our fears alone.
Oh, Gratz, you're absolutely right. Seeing those cheerful, supportive faces staring back at us. It's like having a whole pack cheering us on, reminding us that we're capable and loved every step of the way.
I believe we can finish on this note, and yes, we're here to cheer you on, viewers, eager beavers, and yeah, we'll do our best to embrace our fears. Yes, and always good to, ask for help and to go together if possible, or on your own, depends on the level of fear. Yes, enjoy your days. Enjoy your day. And yeah, you can do it.